Hi, folks. Welcome back. Tim Forshey here again. Hey, some good news for a change came down the pike this past week. On May 30th, the Texas state legislature sent Texas House Bill 3 to Governor Greg Abbott for his signature, and hopefully that'll happen. The so-called school safety bill is coming in the aftermath of the unbelievable and inexplicable horror of the tragic shooting at Uvalde, Texas last year. Anytime that we hear school and murder in the same sentence, it's obviously an absolute nightmare. But Uvalde was special on the scale of horror. 19 students and 2 teachers were murdered in a rampage that went completely unchecked for almost 75 minutes, despite nearly 400 police officers standing around listening to the gunshots. Still staggers me with my law enforcement training to even comprehend how that happened. The Border Patrol Special Actions Unit finally had to stop the assault. Texas has passed this law by a surprising and very pleasing bipartisan vote of nearly 2-1, which will require an armed person in every school in Texas, an actual armed presence in every school. That can be a police officer, a school resource officer, a school marshal, or a school district employee. Hopefully, one of these days, people realize that properly trained, properly background checked. Hopefully, one of these days, people learn that properly trained, properly background checked, properly qualified civilians can do the job just as well, if not better, at zero cost to the taxpayer. The bill also calls for a Texas think tank to review safety protocols in the schools every 5 years. That's a great start, but I'm not really sure why it's not every 5 months. I'm not sure why we have to wait 5 years. Districts will be required to establish what they call active shooter. Can we please start calling them murderers, please? Active shooter procedures and follow those procedures. The Texas Education Agency, or as they call it there, the TEA, will also be able to dole out $15,000 per campus and $10 per student in order to financially accomplish these goals. Additionally, there's going to be another $1.1 billion allocated to the TEA to provide additional grants to school districts. I think this is a great start, folks, and I wish people would realize that the only way to fight evil that's armed with a gun is to have somebody good that's armed with a gun. You can't expect people that are unarmed to deal with these murderers when they go into schools with no security, no armed presence whatsoever. And by the way, that's why they're being targeted. We all know that. So I'm fully in support of this law, and I hope that we start getting these all the way across the country, not just in Texas. I believe this would be the 8th state, if I'm not mistaken, to have such protocols in place, and I'm all for it. Hopefully you are too. Write your congressman. Let's get this happening all across the country. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there, folks. Bye-bye.